wouldn't be wrong to say that Land Rover has been on a product offensive for the past couple of years. In fact, it's just about a year since the all-new Range Rover Vela and the new generation Land Rover Discovery were launched in India, and now we also have the refreshed Range Rover and Range Rover Sport here as well. The big Range Rover is pretty much the last word when it comes to luxury SUVs even today. But with new and sportier siblings around, does the Range Rover Sport still have that classic British appeal that we've always liked it for? Let's find out. The Sport gets a host of cosmetic updates for 2018, and I have to admit, it looks a lot fresher thanks to the changes. Changes include new all-LED headlights that look a lot like the bigger Range Rovers and redesigned bumpers, which together make for a more aggressive-looking front end. Another distinct highlight are the new 21-inch wheels that are massive in size but suit the Range Rover Sport well. And in an age where curvy is considered sexy, the Sport oozes appeal even with its squared, boxy shape, almost as if the silhouette was drawn using a ruler. The interiors of the Range Rover Sport are as luxurious as you would expect of a Land Rover, as the seats are spacious and supremely comfortable. What's more, the quality of the plastics, the leather and the brushed metal finishes is top-notch. But the bigger highlight here has to be the new infotainment system that gets 2 high-definition screens. The resolution and bright colors of the screens will have you take a liking to them instantly. In terms of functionality, the top screen lets you access smartphone connectivity, navigation, music and the like, and can even be tilted electrically to avoid glare, which is neat. That said, surprisingly the Sport does not offer Apple CarPlay or Android connectivity. The lower screen is your gateway to driving modes and climate control settings, and I also appreciated the fact that you still have physical rotors to adjust the temperature and blower speed, which makes it easier to change them on the go without having to take your eyes off the road. On the whole, the cabin boasts an air of classiness, particularly thanks to the well-textured, dark brown leather upholstery and brushed metal finishes. If you like to be chauffeur-driven, the Range Rover Sport's backseat is also a nice place to be in. You get 2 USB ports, a 12-volt socket and a charging socket as well. Of course, there's a nice, large armrest with cup holders. But the bigger highlight for me has to be the fact that I can also recline the seat back a bit. Not just that, the seats are well contoured too, which makes them extremely comfortable to sink into. Sitting in the middle will not be a comfortable affair though, thanks to the very same contours, as the bench is raised in the middle and despite its width, the rear seat is better suited to 2 passengers only. But even though it is smaller than the full-blown Range Rover, the Sport offers plenty of legroom and knee room to rear seat occupants, which should also help it appeal to the chauffeur-driven lot of buyers. The Range Rover Sport also comes with the option of a more powerful 4.4-litre V6 diesel, but what I am driving today is a 3-litre V6 diesel. This isn't the 300 PS SDV6, but this is a TDV6 which makes 258 PS of power and 600 Nm of torque, which are impressive numbers as well. The resultant acceleration is brisk, and that's despite the SUV's weight and size, especially because all 600 Nm of torque is available from just 1750 RPM. The engine comes mated to an 8-speed automatic transmission, and responses from the gearbox are reasonably quick as well. With so much torque on offer, the Range Rover Sport clocked a 0 to 100 kmph time of 8.2 seconds in our test, despite weighing over 2 tons, which is impressive. However, despite the Sport suffix in its name, the Range Rover Sport does not get Sport mode as standard, though I have to say, the engine is quick to build revs and responses to throttle inputs are quick for an oil burner. The Sport is thus quick to cover distances, which coupled with the overall comfort it offers, make it an ideal mile muncher. Range Rover Sport rides on adaptive air suspension that can be raised or lowered depending on whether you're driving on the road or off it. There is a sense of firmness to the ride quality, but stability and comfort on the go are excellent, as you would expect of a modern-day Land Rover. That said, the Sport rides on 21-inch rims and low-profile Pirelli tires, which does affect ride quality on bad roads. The Range Rover Sport also handles well despite its size and weight, as steering responses are good and the SUV holds its line comfortably even when chucked carelessly into corners. While they might affect its ride quality, the 21-inch rims and low-profile Pirellis aid the Range Rover Sport's handling. The firm suspension helps it stay planted around corners and body roll is controlled, while higher speed stability is excellent too. And in true Range Rover fashion, the Sport is extremely impressive off tarmac. Engage mud and ruts mode on the terrain response system, and the 275mm wide Pirelli tires have little trouble finding traction even on some of the slipperiest surfaces. So despite its size and weight, the Range Rover Sport is ever ready to turn into an agile mountain goat. All said and done, the Range Rover Sport impresses a lot, especially with its excellent comfort and luxury. It also lives up to the sport suffix in its name from behind the wheel, be it either when driving on-road or when treading off it. Pricing begins at about ₹1 crore ex-showroom for the base 3-litre diesel, though higher variants and bigger engines will cost you more. And with that said, the Velar might be the sportier alternative and the Discovery is certainly more comfortable and versatile. But in my opinion, the Range Rover Sport even today has its own charm.